Monaco is the second smallest country in the world after Vatican City. It can be called a city-state, meaning the entire country only really has one main city. You might also call it a microstate. One of the largest and well-known of these microstates is Singapore, which has a landmass of 714 kilometers squared and a population of around 5.8 million. But Monaco really is micro. It has a landmass of 2.02 kilometers squared and a population of just 38,900 people. But why is this place on France's Mediterranean coastline so wealthy? That's what we'll find out today in this episode of the Infographics Show. What makes Monaco so rich? According to World Atlas, Monaco has the 181st largest economy in the world. Its GDP is just over $6 billion. That hardly makes it rich, eh? The same website tells us the GDP per capita, though, is $163,351. Or you can look at it this way. According to a report published by New World Wealth in 2017, Monaco's citizens altogether had more private wealth per capita than any other citizens from any given country. The report said Monaco was way ahead of any other country, with the average private wealth of its citizens being $1.7 million. Liechtenstein and Luxembourg were second and third respectively, but way behind Monaco. The USA, with all its billionaires and millionaires, was 8th in the top 10 list, with the average private wealth being just over $158,000. Canada and Hong Kong followed. This is the average though, not all private wealth added together. The USA is top of the world, with China, Japan, UK, and Germany following. Understandably, with so few people, Monaco would never get on that list. But where is all the cash coming from for the average person to have $1.7 million? Well, we need to explain a bit of history first. Monaco became a country when Emperor Henry VI got a grant for the land in 1191. We're going to cut out a lot, but the Rock of Monaco has since been ruled by the House of Grimaldi. Princes of Monaco became vassals, kinds of subordinates to the kings of France. Fast forward through hundreds of years of tangles with France, and a treaty was signed in 2002, which said even if there are no Grimaldi dynasty heirs to rule the country, it will still retain its independence. It is, however, protected by Mother France. That's Monaco in a very small nutshell. It's important to know because it's said that the Grimaldi family at the times didn't quite have the cash to maintain their lavish lifestyles. In 1863, Princess Caroline, a very clever woman with an impressive business mind, decided to open a casino in Monaco to save the Grimaldi family from going bankrupt, creating the famous Monte Carlo Casino. But this was all part of luring the rich and famous and making some dough from tourism. It obviously worked, as the rich and famous flock to Monaco these days. To understand why Monaco is so rich, we must look at something that happened in 1869, the removal of the income tax. This, according to CNN, has attracted rich folks from over 100 countries. CNN said 1 in 3 people that live in Monaco are millionaires. A lot of famous people are criticized for living there and not paying their dues to their own country. These include a few Formula One drivers who have amassed millions. Ace driver Lewis Hamilton is one of them, but he also has properties in New York and Colorado. Apparently though, his main home is his $13 million apartment in Monte Carlo. Yep, income tax can be such a pain. Many people have very obscure ways of avoiding taxes, as we saw in the Panama Papers, but tax avoidance by moving to Monaco isn't that difficult. There are many places in the world you can move to avoid high taxes, and these people are often referred to as tax exiles. The Guardian even writes that some rich British people would live in Monaco but commute to London and then return to their fancy house in Monaco after. Effectively, this allowed them to work in the UK but not pay income taxes, as they could say they lived in Monaco. Investopedia explained more about this. To be considered a resident, a person must live in the Principality for 6 months and 1 day out of the year, said the website. Considering the strategic location of Monaco, which is easily accessible by airplane, boat, or train, it is very common for residents of the Principality to work and even live in other countries in Europe. The British press tells us thousands of the British elite avoid taxes this way, which includes human rights activist Bono from U2. This has prompted other activists to turn up at U2 concerts holding banners saying "You pay tax too?" But many pop stars become tax exiles in various countries, including members of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Cat Stevens, and David Bowie. Some people defend them, saying they can get taxed so much it just makes good business sense. If you want to join the wealthy elite and live in Monaco, you'll have to apply for legal residence and have no criminal record. And as one lawyer explained on a forum, if you get into trouble in Monaco, you can and will be summarily kicked out without any legal recourse. One website said there are 3 ways to get this residency: get offered a job there, start a business there and have the cash to do it, or just show that you are super wealthy. So why is it rich? Not only because rich people live there to save money, but because it also attracts the wealthiest people in the world as visitors. They spend a lot of money there. It's said you'll pay at least $10,000 a square foot for an apartment. We wanted to check that out, so we went online apartment hunting in Monte Carlo. Don't even think you can get anything other than something that resembles a broom cupboard for under $1 million. We found a decent looking place, 2 rooms and 63 square meters, and it was $4.4 million. The ad said it even had air conditioning. We can assure you, the place was nothing special. Now you can understand why Monaco is so wealthy. The money has just followed the money. Have you been to Monaco? Would you go there if you were rich? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called Illegal Things That You Do Every Day. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.